This is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the f are you on?
This is Haley, aka Girl. I know, I'm not about to actually try and pull off that name. Call it a talent issue, whatever. Picture this. CoffeeZilla calmly asked the Hawk team, where did the money go? And Haley Welch fires back with, what the f you want? No answers, just vibes. From rug pulls to pre-sales, it's chaos, and by the end you'll be asking, how did one viral clip lead to one of the wildest crypto scams ever?
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that hawk tunes.
Now, as you'd expect, CoffeeZilla steps in, ready to do what he does best, cut through the nonsense. He straight up confronts everyone involved in this scam, and surprise, surprise, they're not having it. Instead of addressing anything, they hit him with the classic passive-aggressive shuffle, dodging questions like they're allergic to accountability.
What?
It's like watching a bad sitcom where everyone's got a guilty conscience but won't admit it. Awkward, infuriating, and somehow hilarious all at once. But what's worse is that they flip the script and start asking about coffee. Who pays you? How do you make money? But let me get to that later.
Be happy to answer any
I have questions. I have questions. I'm raising my hand. Hey guys.
What CoffeeZilla?
Hey, this is one of the most miserable, horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then
And
why
I've
the
been
f are you on?
profiting from the
There's
rug
no
pull. I
rug
think it's
pull
relevant.
because we didn't pull a rug. I don't know what you're trying to say. It's not true. That's defamation.
Doc,
You're saying
do the math. Do the math.
Defamation. You're saying that we pulled a rug. There was
You
no rug
released
pull.
3%.
You're defaming our character.
Are you not gonna let me talk? You just talk over me. You talk over me.
I'm hearing bullshit.
So there's this tweet from Bubble Maps showing that 96% of the token supply was controlled by the team. Yeah, 96%. Let that sink in for a second. Almost the entire supply in the hands of the people running the show.
I want to start with the big tweet that kind of set it all off. That would be this by Bubble Maps, which showed 96% of the supply was controlled by the team and was being sent out to a bunch of smaller wallets. The implication being that some of them might be dumping on.
Now, Tuah girl didn't waste any time hopping onto X, copy-pasting whatever the team told her to say. In her tweet, she claims that none of the team has sold a single token and that not a single KOL was given a free token.
You sure about that?
Sure, it sounds rehearsed, but hey, when the ship's sinking, you gotta try something, right?
Pretty quickly, the Tuah girl came in to copy and paste what her team told her to say, which said, team hasn't sold one token and not one key opinion leader was given one free token. We tried to stop snipers as best we could through high fees at the start of the launch. And so you see their awful tokenomics here.
And here's where CoffeeZilla absolutely cooks them. Tuah girl and her team are out here claiming we didn't sell a single token. Like that's supposed to mean something. But guess what? They didn't have to because they already offloaded a ton during the pre-sale. It's the kind of technicality that screams, we're not lying, we're just leaving out the part that makes us look bad. Classic move.
And I just want to show you exactly how the Tuah team is sort of lying by omission here when they say the team hasn't sold one token. And that's because they pre-sold the tokens, guys. They sold them to a bunch of investors with a pre-sale, and then those people were unlocked immediately upon launch. So you can see that with her tokenomics here. It says Haley's locked for 12 months, but you can see the strategic allocation is fully unlocked immediately on token generation events.
So Coffee digs deeper and actually tracks down the people who brought into this pre-sale. And what do they say? They got in at a whopping $16.69 million total valuation. Now here's the kicker. If they sold out the entire 17% of tokens in the pre-sale, that's about $2.8 million raised before the public even got a whiff of what was going on. Think about that for a second. Millions locked down in advance while everyone else is out here scrambling to figure out what this coin even is. It's like running a race where the winners already crossed the finish line before the starting gun even fired.
Now, I spoke to some people who bought into this pre-sale. They say they got in at $16.69 million total valuation, which means that if they sold out the whole 17%, you're looking at about $2.8 million raised by pre-selling these tokens.
Now CoffeeZilla doesn't pull any punches here. He flat out calls it what it is, a straight up lie. Hawk Tuah's team didn't sell tokens? Please, they literally pre-sold them. And what happens next? Those pre-sale investors dump the tokens on their fans. Even Bubble Maps lays it out in their tweet. 285 investors joined the Hawk pre-sale. Out of those, 89 sold 100% of their tokens, 47 sold over 50%, and the cherry on top, a total of $3.3 million worth of tokens were sold off. It's a textbook rug pull scenario with their fans left holding the bag while the insiders walk away laughing.
So it is essentially a lie to say her team didn't sell tokens. Well, they pre-sold them, and then those investors dumped on your fans. That's the problem. Because Bubble Map says we found 285 investors join the Hawk pre-sale. That's about what I saw as well. 89 wallets sold 100% on launch. 47 sold over 50%. Anyway, you can see in total, $3.3 million were sold.
But the real question, who even falls for stuff like this? Well, the answer is brutal. They're not targeting seasoned crypto geeks who know the game. No, they're going after amateurs, genuine fans who have no clue how the crypto space works. These are people who trust the brand and don't know any better. And the wildest part, it's not a side effect, it's literally part of their marketing strategy. They straight up say, Hawk will onboard normies. Translation, they're exploiting naive people who don't understand what they're walking into. Outrageous doesn't even begin to cover it.
Who falls for this? Well, unfortunately, with situations like this, they're not targeting crypto bros. They're mostly targeting, like, actual fans who've never been involved in, the crypto space before. They don't know any better, and you're gonna hear the guy behind a lot of this say that explicitly.
These are people that are outside of crypto that we're going to be onboarding, and they don't give a shit. They don't even know what a market cap is. They just go, oh, cool, free coin. Now I get to join the community. Cool, done.
Not only did they say it, they sold it in a pitch deck. You can see the Hawk deck here. Massive onboarding event. Hawk will onboard normies. So that's why I just don't buy this thought of, oh, well, if you bought this, you deserve to get scammed. Okay, fine. But a lot of the people who bought it had never bought crypto before. They were targeting those people. They said as much in our call.
All right, here's the next grift CoffeeZilla tears apart. The absurd 15% trading fee. And their excuse? Straight up clown behavior. Oh, it's to stop snipers because apparently they're the real bad guys here. But here's the plot twist. They were pocketing the cash the whole time. In just 24 hours, Haley's team made just under $2 million from the fee alone. Meanwhile, if you check Deck Screener, the evil snipers they're blaming, they made $1.3 million. So yeah, the snipers made less than the team did just sitting there collecting fees. Like, who's the real villain here? Spoiler alert, it's not the snipers.
Fee scam, okay? When this launched, they had 15% fees on trading. They said that this was to stop snipers. But basically what this means, and because the team now blames snipers for a lot of this rug pull, but what it means is they benefited the entire way. You can see in 24 hours, they made almost $2 million from this fee. Meanwhile, on Deck Screener, you can see the sniper, which is the #1 trader on this coin. They made about $1.3 million in their total profits and loss. So they actually made less in total profits, this sniper that ruined the project, than the team made on fees.
Now here's where things get real shady. CoffeeZilla shifts gears to tackle the big question. Who's actually benefiting from all this? Where's the money going? Did Haley pocket it herself? Naturally, he confronts the team, and surprised, they dodge harder than a cat avoiding a bath. Coffee hits them with the $1 million question, pun fully intended. Who made over $1 million from the fees? And what do? They go on this wild tangent about lawyer fees, funding the project, and how 18 people are working here constantly.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Bro, that's not the question anyone asked. And just when you think it couldn't get worse, the guy throws out this vague nonsense about a foundation getting all the money and paying people out. Cool story, but here's the thing. Who owns the foundation? Like, we're back to square one, bro. But the real cherry on top, this dude legit signs his own death warrant with, who cares about where the fees go? They go into bills. My guy, Fewer words have never said so much.
Who's making millions of dollars on fees from this rug pull?
That's not a scheme. That's the
Who's making fees?
So we can keep this thing going for years. Okay. That's how do you think? There's so many expenses.
Who makes the money on the fees? Someone just made over $1 million on fees. Who made it?
First of all, the fees were there with Meteora pools, and that goes to, yes, the creator, right?
Which is who? Who does that own? Who does that belong to?
That belongs to the project.
Who's the project? Who is the project?
Well, the project is over here, Haley Welch, right? And
how much does Haley Welch own?
This is Haley Welch's project.
So she owns all of it.
CoffeeZilla.
I'm just trying to figure out who owns it.
You know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation in the Cayman Islands, to hire directors? You think this stuff pays for itself? You know, this is how you run a project forever, is you have to fund that. And first of all, over here can speak to the extensive amount of work and time and people that are on this project. Over here has around 18 people working on this right now as we speak. This is not a small time type of nothing. We're really trying to do something here and not just do it for one day and do it for 2 days later.
So who made the money? You haven't answered the question. Who made the money? How much did Haley Welch make of that million, 1.8 million?
It's a foundation that is running this project.
How much does she own of it?
It's a foundation. She owns zero of the foundation.
So y'all made the money?
No, I don't own the foundation either. A foundation.
Brother, who profited? Over $1 million was just made.
A foundation that pays people out. And by the way, CoffeeZilla, I'm not asking you, questions that are irrelevant to the most important stuff that you said. Who cares where fees go? It goes to bills.
Moving on, we've got 4 groups at play here, and trust me, each one sketchier than the last. First up, we've got the hawk Tuah girl herself, front and center of the whole mess. Then there's this dude, Doc Hollywood, allegedly connected to Howie Mandel in some capacity. Don't ask me how, I'm just as confused as you are. Apparently, he's the one with Hollywood connections. And get this, the self-proclaimed mentor teaching Haley all about the crypto world. Oh, and let's not forget, this is the same guy who went absolutely unhinged when CoffeeZilla dared to ask him a simple question.
Are you not going to let me talk? You just talk over me. You talk over me.
I'm hearing bullshit.
Next, we've got the people actually running the token, steering the ship straight into scandal territory. And finally, the insiders, those early access vultures who threw money down to exploit Haley's fans, flipping their investments at the expense of the people who trusted her. It's like a 4-layer cake of chaos, and every slice is worse than the last.
This context that you need is that there are 4 groups to look out for here. 1, you have Hawk Tuah girl, who is promoting this thing. 2, you have this guy Doc Hollywood, who is like Howie Mandel's like son-in-law or something like that. Like, he's this guy who has some connections in Hollywood, and he seems to be the guy connecting Hawk Tuah girl with crypto, and he said he was teaching her a meme coin class, okay? And he goes unhinged on her call. 3, you have the guys running the crypto token, and 4, you have the insiders who paid money to get early access to this coin and then are rug pulling a lot of Haley Welch's fans.
When it comes to pointing fingers, the big question is, how much blame does Haley actually deserve? Is she just a puppet here, or is she pulling some of the strings? Honestly, that's up to you to decide. But if you're asking me, she's not a kid anymore, and let's not ignore the fact that she's banking an insane amount of money from all this. Whether she's in on every shady detail or not, she's definitely benefiting. So yeah, make of that what you will.
What you want to make of that, who you exactly want to assign blame to, is up to you. A lot of people are saying, oh, she didn't know any better, she's getting taken advantage of. Maybe, or maybe she's making a ton of money.
CoffeeZilla describes the call as an exercise in frustration, with Doc Hollywood talking like he was some kind of messiah for the crypto world. This guy wasn't just dodging questions, he was genuinely acting like people should be worshipping him for his actions. The way he carried himself, you'd think scamming folks was a public service he was graciously providing. It wasn't just uncomfortable, it was downright baffling to watch someone so unapologetically convinced they were the hero of their own mess.
With that said, I just want to show you the call last night. That is what I knew going into this call, and you'll see my questions target some of these different aspects of what I believe to be a scam in this call. And the last thing I have to say is that when they did do this call, they monologued for like 12 to 15 minutes before they let anyone up. So I was extremely frustrated by the time I got up. I think you'll hear a little bit of that in my voice. Not only that, this Doc Hollywood guy called people mentally ill. He said that people should be thanking him or kissing his, basically, for doing this for them as if he's doing them a favor. Basically, generally berating the people who had maybe lost money in this. And so quite frustrating to go into, and well.
Alright, so here's the actual call, and let me tell you, this obnoxious dude is out here showcasing his superpower, extreme audacity. Honestly, I'm at a loss for words on this one. You don't even need me to break it down, just listen to it for yourself. It's wild, it's chaotic, and it's somehow both hilarious and infuriating all at once.
Everyone thinks that, oh, everything's a rug. Everything's a rug. Everyone's here to you. Nah, we're here to onboard real people outside of this spaces, right? The people here, you guys are already y'all are ahead every day thinking everything's a scam. And you know what? You guys are right. Everything is a scam, but not this. Not this. We did not spend 6-7 months of our lives dedicated to trying to do something cool, right? To do something different, not dumping on you, not bundle snipes. Not 100% of the liquidity or whatever was bundle sniped by the team and propped up charts. You guys are not the target audience. Sorry to say, right? This is not the target audience.
Who's he talking to?
The target audience, which is why I'm even doing this, which is what's cool about it, is it's not in this spaces. And listen, most of you, we don't want you in the community. Let's be real, right? You're not great people. I don't know y'all, right? I see some friendly faces in this audience.
He's having a meltdown.
You know, I'm gonna say y'all, you guys, right? There's a lot of negativity in the space. I think crypto brings the mentally ill into this thing, right? If you guys are in crypto, you're most likely mentally ill. And I'm gonna count myself as mentally ill for even being here right now. We're trying to actually have fun. We're trying to do something cool. We're trying to give meme tokens away for free to people who have never had any crypto before, any meme token. And you guys should be kissing my ass because I'm trying to do something.
Here's CoffeeZilla going straight for the jugular, confronting the entire Hawk team with the banger question. How do you pocket a sweet $1 million in fees while your fans get rug pulled? He lays it out. The sniper excuse, the insider trading, everything, and bro does not hold back. And then there's Doc Hollywood, who immediately goes full defense mode, denying everything while throwing out passive-aggressive comments like, "Coffee, take a chill pill." Watching him tweak and scramble is honestly hilarious. It's like he's desperately trying to freestyle excuses and none of them make sense. Pure chaos.
While y'all's fans got rug pulled, there was snipers, but there was also insider trading directly linked to y'all's creator account. What are you guys doing?
No. That's not true.
That is true. That's a fact.
No, it's not.
Well, it's a fact, and you can see it on chain. So
Yeah, we know. We trust me. We were there. We could answer that.
you know about the insider trading?
No, there's no insider trading. That's why we can answer it.
Okay,
But
so there's tokens going directly from the main account,
CoffeeZilla, just chill for a second.
and then it's getting sold for 50K. Who is that?
Definitely not us. You think we're doing this for 50K? Yeah, you're talking to the wrong guy. You're used to these bullshit scammers out here. Not us. Now,
That's what everyone says, by the way.
Listen, doesn't matter. No, I'm not everyone. There was a
You're
strategic allocation, right, through a foundation. Every single one of those was signed through a SAFT. The deployer wallet, you've heard of a strategic allocation or a private
How much
sale.
did y'all get doing a pre-sale? How much did y'all make?
It's not that
Selling
we
out
made.
your fans So
over
other
here,
people
can you give
dump on your fans.
Hold on, CoffeeZilla, take a chill pill, brother.
Yeah. So
Let's
Y'all just
speak-
rug pulled a bunch of people. What
No,
are you
no, there's
talking-
no rug. We're here every single day. There's no rug pulled, and it's not done by us. Yes, snipers sniped it up to an insane market
No,
cap.
no, it's
and
not
dumped
just
it.
snipers.
That was not us.
not
That
just
was
that,
listen.
you know that.
Listen, no. I'm telling you the truth.
And y'all made millions on fees from this little scheme.
There's not a.
Oh, I'm sure that's not you getting
scheme.
those fees,
It's
right?
not a
Who's making
scheme.
the money
It's
on
not
the
a-
fees?
it's
Who's
not a
making
scheme.
millions of dollars on fees from this rug pull?
That's not a scheme. That's the
Who's making
project. So we
fees?
can keep this thing going for years. Okay. That's how do you think? There's so many expenses.
Who makes
right?
the money on the fees? Someone just made over $1 million on fees. Who made it?
First of all, the fees were there with Meteora pools, and that goes to the creator, right?
Which is who? Who does that? Who does that belong to?
That belongs to the project, right?
Who's the project? Who is the project?
Well, the project is over here, Haley Welch, right? And
how much does Haley Welch own?
This is Haley Welch's project.
So she owns all of it.
CoffeeZilla.
Did she just make $1 million on fees on a rug pull?
Do you know how much it costs for lawyer fees to create a foundation in the Cayman Islands, to hire directors? You think this stuff pays for itself, right?
So y'all wanted to make the money on day one? I don't understand. I'm just asking.
We're here every single day.
Millions of dollars in fees from the rug.
Day 2, day 3. You know, this is how you run a project forever. Is you have to fund that. And first of all, over here can speak to the extensive amount of work and time and people that are on this project. Over here has around 18 people working on this right now as we speak. This is not a small time type of nothing. We're really trying to do something here and not just do it for one day and do it for 2 days like you're used to.
So who made the money? You haven't answered the question. Who made the money? How much did Haley Welch make of that million, 1.8 million?
It's a foundation that is running this project.
How much does she own of it?
It's a foundation. She owns 0 of the foundation.
So y'all made the money?
No, I don't own the foundation either. A foundation in the Cayman Islands.
Who profited over $1 million was just made?
I'm telling you, a foundation that pays people out. And by the way, CoffeeZilla, I'm not asking you, questions that are irrelevant to the most important stuff that you said. Who cares where fees go? It goes to bills.
Well, when you're charging 15%,
it goes to accounts. It goes to directors.
If you're charging
it goes to
50%
staff,
on the rug pool and you're profiting from the rug pool,
There's no rug pull because we didn't pull a rug. I don't know what you're trying to say. It's not true. That's defamation.
Doc,
you're saying,
do the math. Do the math.
Defamation. You're saying that we pulled the rug. There was no rug pull.
3%.
You're defaming our character.
Coffee doesn't even sugarcoat it. He straight up obliterates their tokenomics. He breaks it down. Only 3% of the tokens went to the public, while a whopping 17% was unlocked on day 1 for their strategic allocation. Then he hits them with the hard-hitting question, do you genuinely think that's okay? He doesn't stop there, grilling them about what they thought would happen when insiders got their tokens first while the public got breadcrumbs. And when they keep dodging, he zeroes in. Who made the money from that 17%? Honestly, this one's a takedown for the ages, with CoffeeZilla calling this the worst tokenomics he's ever seen. By the end, he flat out labels it a scam, leaving no room for debate. Watching him dismantle their excuses piece by piece is both savage and satisfying.
No, you're not. You're talking over me. Let me just lay out your tokenomics. You guys released 3% to the Meteora pool, while you have 17% of the token allocation unlocked day 1 from your strategic allocation. Are you guys insane? What do you guys think exactly is going to happen when your insiders get sent their tokens? And by the way, who made the money from your 17% pre-sale while you're giving a tiny piece of the pie to the public? Like, what the hell? This is the worst tokenomics I've ever seen, and it is a scam.
It's not a scam.
The tokenomics are a scam. That's my opinion. You can say whatever you want about it. You can cry defamation. That's my opinion. It's a scam. And I only do this for a living. I've only seen 1 million of these projects.
Doc Hollywood pulls out the oldest, dustiest trick in the book, Deflection. Instead of answering anything, he starts grilling CoffeeZilla. Who pays you?
What?
No, all right. I know that sounds bad.
Like, bro, what does that even accomplish? CoffeeZilla isn't falling for it though. He shuts it down with, nobody's here for me, everybody's here for you. And doubles down, firing off the same questions. Where's the money from the fees, the insider trading, the pre-sale, and the big one, how involved was Haley and how much did she make off all this? Their response, a resounding, and then just like that, CoffeeZilla gets muted. Shocker. If dodging accountability was an Olympic sport, these guys would be taking gold.
Where did the fees go? Where did the money for the pre-sale tokens go? Why did y'all unlock day one so people could dump on Haley Welsh's fans? And how involved was she really? And how much money is she making from all this? What's her cut?
Then comes FaZe Banks, backing up CoffeeZilla and calling it like it is. 100% mismanaged and looking every bit like a scam. He doesn't hold back, pointing out that 97% of the tokens were bought by people they know. Friends of friends of friends. It's basically a high school clique with crypto wallets. Meanwhile, Nick O'Neill, another Twitter crypto guy, decides to ask the Hawk team the same hard-hitting questions CoffeeZilla did. And what happens? Hawk Tuah girl suddenly activates her sleep mode and decides it's bedtime. Convenient, right? It's almost like tough questions make for the perfect lullaby.
I will go ahead and highlight there were two other moments. FaZe Banks got up and called these guys out, which is funny.
This 100% was a mismanaged, mislaunched. Like this is took what CoffeeZilla said. I would label this a scam as well. It's pretty obvious. Like CoffeeZilla brought up, 97% of the token was bundled into the same cluster. And in layman's terms, that just basically means 90%. 97% of all the tokens owned were by related wallets, friends of friends of friends of friends. They were
No,
like,
no, that's not true. It's not true.
Yeah, yes, it is true.
False.
Yes,
It's
no,
false.
it's 100% true.
And then also Nick O'Neill, who is another crypto Twitter guy, he got up there and he asked them basically what I did, because they wouldn't let me back up on the space. And he said, where's the money going to? And then Hawk Tuah girl, decided it was time for bed, and that was the end of the space.
So I'm sort of curious, like, not for the token price itself, but just in terms of the fact that there's fees that are being generated, there's an actual, like,
Hey
source
guys,
of income.
I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
But wait, we got the entertainment lawyer finally reaching back to Coffee. And what's the tea? Apparently Haley's cut is 50% of the net proceeds, which, let's be real, is a massive amount. While CoffeeZilla does give props for at least getting an answer, it doesn't erase the reality. She made bank while a ton of people got burned. And let's face it, that's not exactly a guilt-free scenario. The cherry on top, her lawyer leaves him with a final message. Haley never speculated this outcome and genuinely didn't want to fleece her fans. Sure, let's all pretend we buy that, because nothing screams innocence like accidentally walking away with a giant bag of cash while your fans get rugged.
But 50% is a lot. They were supposed to be mutually approved between her and the company. All decisions regarding to allocation were supposed to be mutually approved. Those decisions haven't been made at this point. The goal would be to salvage the token for the holders and her true fans and do right by the community. That's not going to happen. I can't provide the actual contract, as you can imagine, but I'm happy to continue to be responsive. Your spaces and comments have been helpful, blah, blah, blah. I appreciate what you... Okay, we all know. They always say that, by the way. This guy does not appreciate what I do, I don't think. An entertainment lawyer appreciating somebody talking about somebody, I don't think that's true. Look, the big deal, what he said, is 50% net proceeds. That's a lot, actually. Now, again, 18 employees working on the Hawk Tuah coin. I don't know how much they're going to end up seeing at the end of the day, but it's going to be real money. The question about, salvage the coin, want to salvage the coin. Guys, the problem is you've sold millions of dollars of pre-sale tokens, and they're still out there. There's still people with these coins who are waiting to sell. So the second you go and salvage it for the fans, you're kind of dooming them again. So the best situation is just people... I don't really know. I don't like to give advice in situations like this. It's like asking someone how to clean up a car crash. It's like, well... Ideally, this wouldn't have happened in the first place, so can't give too much advice there. The situation's horrible as it is. I appreciate them actually responding, though, but she is actually making a lot of money off of this, and I do actually think that's a problem. So, I don't know. I think this whole situation is terrible, and she should feel bad. I hope she does, really, because she got in bed with these people who clearly saw dollar signs. She saw dollar signs, and they did this, and people have been hurt. So, yeah, that's basically it. Oh, one more message from Hawk's lawyer. This guy keeps messaging me. He says, this was not a speculative opportunity for her. She truly didn't intend to fleece fans. She genuinely wanted to make this a community token of fans and onboard Web 2 to Web 3 and be a long-term face.
And here's where it gets heartbreaking. A lineup of people who lost real money on this disaster. We're not talking small change either. One person lost over $280,000. Like, imagine putting your trust into something like this only to watch it disappear. It's not just insane, it's infuriating. These aren't numbers, they're people's lives, their futures, all wiped out because of this mess. Now with everything laid out, the scams, the losses, the dodged accountability, you've got to wonder, what does the public think about all this? Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. This dude nails it. Hawk Tuah, I won't let fame get to me. I'm donating to animal shelters. Also Hawk Tuah, buy my very legitimate crypto coin. It's like watching someone preach about saving the planet while driving a gas-guzzling monster truck. On one hand, she's the patron saint of animal shelters. On the other, she's out here selling the crypto equivalent of a pyramid scheme. I guess by saving animals, she meant saving the dogs she was working with. This one's brutal. Imagine having no talent, get lucky success, then scam your audience at their fame for a few bucks. Can't fall any deeper. Do you know how much it costs to pay lawyers to set up a company in the Cayman Islands? Bro really said, do you know how expensive it is to do crime? It's like they're out here filing a complaint about how hard it is to be a scammer these days. Peak audacity wrapped in a victim complex. This was my favorite. How long until the Hawk Tuah girl says, I was a fan of CoffeeZilla until he went after me? Okay, last one. I'm no lawyer, but she truly did not intend to fleece fans is essentially an acknowledgement that fans were in fact fleeced. It's like saying I didn't mean to spill the milk while standing over an empty carton. The subtext is doing all the heavy lifting here. Alright, we've unraveled the rug pulls, dodged the sniper fees, and asked who owns the foundation. But the chaos doesn't end here, because if you thought this was wild, wait until you see what's brewing with Mr. Beast and his crypto drama. Trust me, you're gonna want to click on that next. See you there.